let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Straight to the air they go. Chase down to his right. He tucks it and takes off. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Looking to throw, Lance. Got Williams, and it's complete. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Offense in the hurry up here. Trying again, following the sack. Finds a seam down the middle. And they get this down to the 28. He goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a 49er 1st down. Here's Lance now. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. So on our opening drive, Brock, we've got a big defensive highlight already as the pick 6 starts off our scoring.
This is a defense who isn't hiding how they're approaching this game. They want to be disruptive. They're unafraid to be aggressive. Can be a risky mentality to have. Boy, can it set a tone early.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Off to Benson to start the drive. Juke the defender. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Now it's Lance. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. Back to throw, it's Lance. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They put a receiver in motion right. Wideout's getting involved in the ground game. And he's able to bring this one down to the 4-yard line. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
Receivers running the ball, well, that's become commonplace in the NFL now. And that includes down here in the red zone. In close, a lot less space to work with. You really love your most elusive players to get their hands on the ball.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. It's Benson on the give. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. No gain there, and that'll bring up 4th and a few.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Cam Little now to attempt this field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Return coming from the 6. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. They've got 1st down from the 31.
Here we go. 11.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Burrow throwing out of the pistol. Finds his man, it's Javon Baker. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 31. Dumps it off to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They've got a man in motion.
11 Palmer.
They'll try and punch it in. Is across the line for the New Orleans touchdown. The Saints finish off their opening drive. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one right down the middle. That's 1 quarter down in our Christmas Eve contest. It's a 2-score game early. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Escapes a defender. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this piece down.
Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And that's a 49er 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. To the air, Lance. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Lance. Completed over the middle. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. They are throwing it again. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, ones who snap and clear. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home that side.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. Looking right, and he finds him.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
Drive entire straights. It's 3rd and 9. Throwing his lance. And oh, he got it! Interception! Kamari Lassiter with the pick.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Finds him over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go. 11 mighty.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap. Rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Burrow setting up the play action. And they got home, sacked him on 4th down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over in plus territory.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now a give, it's Benson headed right. And he works it deeper into enemy territory past the 40.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 37. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a 49er first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Here's Lance. And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers make it a one-score game in the first half. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Little able to connect on the point after. And the 49ers cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that's good for a gain of 5. Former first-rounder Devin Bush making the play.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
12, 12, 12.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Escapes the pocket. He's got it deep downfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
11, 11, 11. Gun.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. This is ahead for about 5. Alontae Taylor making the stop. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29. Pass caught by Adunze. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
All right, set now, 1st and 10.
11 MT, 11 MT.
They'll run here from the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints grow their lead just before halftime. drive their lead to 11. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. No return as this bounces into the end zone. The ball's coming out to the 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lance. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. That sure altered the throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Here's Lance now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to offer a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Third and long for him here. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll be touched down after a big play. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Putting a receiver in motion. Now it's Lance. Hauled in left side. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
From the 43. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. That one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go.
Well, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up. It cost him that catch.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. They're going for this. He fires one deep down the middle. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now it puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. First throw for the backup now. Completes this one to Baker. And they bring him down around the 34. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. One last play before the break. One final shot before halftime. A massive shot towards the end zone. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. 11, 11. 12, 12, 12. 11 MP, Kate. 11
Handoff now out of the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
11 MP, 11 MP. 11 mighty. Dot.
Looking to throw, Burrow. Got his target, it's Baker. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
11 Thomas. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11, 11.
A tight end in motion now.
12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12. Dot.
1st and 10, a run to Robinson. Down the sideline inside the 40. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'll tell you what, Kate, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. And because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
To the air on 1st down, Howell. Completes, it's Bijan Robinson. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. Robinson on the inside give. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Motion man sent left. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He almost gets to the 5. He goes out at the 6. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up first and goal.
No, it's not a running back, but it's a receiver carrying across the marker, Kate. I'm not even calling this a trick play anymore. It's about maximizing your resources and your asset, and this receiver shows you he can be a tool as a running back.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal.
11, 11. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape.
Burrow from the gun. Has it down close. It's a New Orleans touchdown. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints push their lead to 18. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Darius Davis to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. The give now to Benson. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
He's on the move. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I think it's fair to say, in the eye in the sky to the line, without that ball being tipped, we were looking at the big game. A missed opportunity to push their offense, and a great play on the other side to deny the throw.
That one's cut along the left sideline. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down. Back to throw, it's Lance. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Here we go, 2nd and very long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Throwing his Lance. He beams one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers start the 2nd half with some needed points. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the 49ers make it an 11-point ball game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now Burrow. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense...
So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Here we go.
Play action now. Burrow. Finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Here we go. 11 MT. 11 MT. 12, 12, 12.
They'll run here on 1st down. He's got room to roam here. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Robinson up the middle. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Keely Ringo making the play. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Buying some time right. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
Burrow throwing out of the pistol. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
You know, Kate, that's one of those instances where you try to walk that tightrope on the sidelines. Problem is, on a throw that... field that is so hard to do, so difficult. I love the effort, just couldn't quite find the execution.
Butker knocks it through, and that extends their lead to 14.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lot. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20. and set, 1st and 10. Here's Lance. Snared by the running back. Here's Trey Benson. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a 49er 1st down. Lance. Cut out left. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a pickup of 11. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. Throwing from the gun here. Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Saints get him back on the final play of the quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Gun. Gun. 11 MT.
Here's a give to Robinson. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it. That back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the 1st down. Pops up right away and signals 1st down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. The give now out of the shotgun. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down. Working quickly here. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this down to the 13. That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint. 11.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's able to bring this one down to the 4-yard line. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, this offense is trying to keep the defense off balance down here in the red zone, mixing in receiver runs with everything else they love to do. And the best part is, it's working. He gets them several yards on that play.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
12.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints make it a 3-score game in the 4th. McPherson at the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints stretch their lead to 21. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And no return here, and this is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now it's Lance. On the quick slant, it's Davis. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
A gain of 26 yards. 1st down, San Francisco.
Here's Lance now. Completed to Davis. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Offense up to the line fast.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 6.
From the 22 on 2nd down. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
1st down from the red zone. Able to get it to Benson. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. It's Benson on the give. And he gets in. Touchdown. The 49ers get it back to within 2 possessions. Trey Benson, the touchdown. On his Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers get it back to a 14-point game.
49ers 24.
Well, this one not quite over just yet. They've got 3 timeouts at their disposal, but really need to make the unexpected recovery here. And no problem for the Saints. They cover it up. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints moments away from win number 12. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Man in motion here. On 2nd down, Robinson. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Burrow out of the shotgun. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They send a man in motion. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Ready?
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Wow, they're going to pass it here. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Ready?
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. On the move, headed right. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
They can let the clock run out here, but let's see if they resist the temptation to add on 3 more instead. This from 28 yards away.
We got ourselves a 3-score game now after that make. It's got to feel like it's going to just about do it with any hopes of a comeback still smoldering. I think these kickers enjoy those opportunities, Kate, to be the one to kick this lead out of range.
This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To the air, Lance. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he'll get it up to the 44. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Looking to throw, Lance. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Saints have it now, and he's 8th pick of the year.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They've got a man in motion. Blown back gets the handoff. So it's a win for the Saints. And it was a game for fans of high score.